Fantastic opportunity. Mobile payment is the future. Put your hand up right now if you are sporting a iPhone, Android, or Crackberry, some such device. Jim, these are your customers. Stephanie, Reefficient. The Future Marketplace. Miss Green. Miss Eco Chic. How many of us just in our homes have electronic junk? Old PVRs, old technology, old DVDs. I mean, it's when the market is right there staring at you in front of your face, and she's not taking it actually even at the residential, personal, consumer level. She's taking it at the commercial level. You gotta make a business out of it. I'm very, very proud that Stephanie's doing that, making a business of something that's right in front of our face. Thank you. Shelly Leongozi, there she is right there. Fantastic presentation. I remember listening to her presentation talking about, do you remember when you were writing that email and you were about to press send, but then you thought to yourself, I need to write it again. I wish I had you as my armchair quarterback. So whenever I write emails, I always write the most appropriate thing. So the whole cognitive world of how we write and how we actually want to motivate others to respond to our behaviors is such a massive market opportunity. So I'm very proud that you're here represented with Alliance Lair. So we on Gozi. And then we have Malin, Dinnerlicious. Where's Malin? There she is right there. An amazing concept. Do you remember when we were the kind of steel-dominant lunch bucket city? And the whistle would blow at 4 p.m. and then we would go home and we would forget about work. When does the whistle blow for us now? It never blows. Are you thinking about work at night? Do you dream perhaps of some of your colleagues? Not the type of dream that I think you're thinking about. The other type of dream? The point of my story is that it's very much a gray area. Work-life balance does not have an explicit boundary, and that is exactly the market that Malin is going after for Dinnerlicious. Making sure that we can still have a nice home-cooked meal at home and maybe even make it with our kids. What an amazing idea. Congratulations, Malin. Hey, let's talk about hay. Can we make money with hay? It's just hay. Hey, Michael. So we see hay when we're driving outside of the city, kind of rolled up, and we're wondering, what is that? It's just burnt grass, isn't it? And I thought to myself, how is this guy going to talk about hay for 30 minutes? And sure enough, and I'm sure the Lions will attest to this, we learned more about hay than I think we ever knew existed. There's amazing technology in hay. So if you ever have some free time, I say, hey, talk to Michael and learn about hay. An amazing story about how he's turning what we think is the most mundane thing in the world into a big business. Congratulations, Michael. Let's once again meet Irene from New Attitude. What a very compelling story, Irene. And when the video went up, yes, absolutely. When the video went up, Irene, it took the concept of entrepreneurism to a whole new category in this room. You saw the shift of the mentality of everybody that was listening to your presentation. Every single one of us in this room has been affected by someone from cancer. And your particular product, as you correctly described it, the best breast prosthesis in the world, I would love for Hamilton to be known as manufacturing the best breast prosthesis in the world. Congratulations,
That's not easy to say, Nikki B.
The best breast, say that 5 times fast. Roxana, where's Roxana? And it's not just Roxana, it's her significant other, which is an amazing thing that we need to talk about because startup family business is really about partnership here. And Enthuser is an amazing business. Using your customer to act as your advocate is not easy, but you know what? It's an amazing actual target that Roxana is going after because the customer nowadays has more power than they ever had before, and with Web 2.0, they have lethal power. They can destroy your business very, very quickly, and they can build your business very, very quickly. Interesting analogy. Students can do the same thing about professors. So I see exactly where you're going with this. Congratulations, Roxana. So when you meet this guy, you're like, what kind of drug is he on? And then he starts talking to you about bamboo. And then you're thinking, isn't that just what like pandas eat? Like, it's just some big weed. Kind of like hay on steroids, right, Mike? Like, what is bamboo? But Vincent has this passion where you just can't help listen and love the guy. And then he starts talking about bamboo beer and bamboo sports drink, and you're like, really? You can make all this stuff out of bamboo? An amazing thing. I wanted to actually have him prove it to myself, so he actually brought a bamboo plant for me. Because one of the things he said in the presentation, some of you saw that I wrote a column about this in The Spectator a couple weeks back, bamboo grows faster than anything else on the planet. And he's absolutely right, because I put the bamboo in my front yard and my kids sit there and actually measure with their arms how fast this thing's growing every day. So could you imagine Ontario bamboo being the nexus of the world's future bamboo manufacturing here in Hamilton? If that comes true, we can all thank Vincent for that. So of course, we had to also bring kind of the young, enthusiastic, wet behind the ears, have no idea what really business is about, only read it in a book. Student entrepreneurs. Student entrepreneurs are a very interesting category because on the one hand, they're clueless, which is a good thing, because they do stuff that nobody else would dare do. On the other hand, no mortgage, no kids, no debt, no responsibility, which allows them to do whatever the hell they want to do. So Mo and his friends get together and basically develop a new app for mobile phones that zeroes in on messaging to you what exactly you want and where you want to get discounts from. And I think the opportunity to actually market that to the client, which happens to be students first, is just a very, very simple formula for success. So congratulations to Mo and his fellow students. And last but not least, we have Syncser. Where is Syncser? There we are, Nick. So let's do a little poll, shall we? Put your hand up if you have a formal, working, operable, safe security system in your house right now. Exactly my point. That's exactly the genesis of where Syncser is coming from. Not only smart home automation, but also being able to secure, let's face it, the biggest asset that you own. So they're zeroing on a very, very important market, and obviously with today's technology, Z-Wave protocol, plus the fact that every single person in this room already proved to me that you have a smartphone of some manufacturer, imagine being able to control everything in your house. It's an amazing opportunity. I'll go on my Crackberry right now and program my mattress to be a little soft tonight, if you know what I'm talking about. Congratulations to Nick and Syncser. We're doing great on time, Connie, and now the time has come to give out some cash.
Time has come, Nick.
All right, let's give out some cash,
We're
shall
listening.
we? I got 3 big envelopes here with 3 sums of cash. The first one that I have right here in front of me is for $15,000. That's not chump change. That's $15,000. I'm going to tell you how it's divvied up first of all. $5,000 of that is coming from accounting services at KPMG.
All right, Nick, don't rub it in.
No worries. I also want to point out as a plug that I'm a former KPMG alum, so thank you very much for KPMG for being involved. $5,000 in accounting from KPMG, $3,000 in team dynamics training and leadership from Communica, $7,000 in cash, greenbacks, moolah. And that comes from a syndicate of organizations: CareGo, First Ontario Credit Union, McMaster Innovation Park, Mohawk College, Pioneer Gas, and RBC. You put that all together, 7 plus 3 plus 5, and you get 15,000 smackaroos. Now, which organization is going to win this prize? One of the things that we pride ourselves on is seeing the evidence of clustering. Clustering is a strategic management concept that basically explains that when one successful organization makes its mark, another successful organization will join it in proximity to take advantage of all the elements of that value chain. Last year, Weaver Apps made its mark. 12 months later, the Lions are very proud to hear that they are now selling mobile app services to over 50 countries around the world. Can I remind everybody that that's coming out of Hamilton, Ontario? Now, many of you know that I'm involved with the business environment here in Hamilton. We'd be hard-pressed to find any organization that's got customers in 50 countries coming out of Hamilton, Ontario, let alone a company that's only about a year or two old. This organization is a fellow cluster of Weaver Apps. They have the enthusiasm, the inimitable advantage, and what we believe is the energy to make their mark with the software that they have already developed. And I'm sure all the Lions will also agree their pitch was pitch perfect. Ladies and gentlemen, prize of $15,000, our bronze medalists for 2012 Lions Lair. Let's give it up for Nervu.
Would our bronze winner like to say something, Nick?
I think they would.
All right.
So first of all, wow, there's a lot of people here. I'd like to thank everybody who's here. I'd like to thank IF, Cable 14, Hamilton Chamber of Commerce, everybody who's here today and who's been involved with this, all the other 9 finalists. And lastly, I'd like to thank my dad, who is forever our 4th member and could not make it today. But other than that, thank you very much, everyone, and thank you, Lions.
Congratulations, Nervu. Hopefully with the cash, you will be well on your way to launching SMS messages to thousands of Hamiltonians. We now go to the silver medalist, $35,000 in cash. And let me break down the $35,000, please. $20,000 from KPMG. $5,000 in legal services from Gowlings, which is critical for intellectual property protection. $10,000 in cash, moolah. From the same syndicate group that I have to repeat because cash is king. CareGo, Cogeco, First Ontario Credit Union, McMaster Innovation Park, Mohawk College, Pioneer Gas, and RBC. Let's give it up for our sponsors. Now to our winner, our silver medalist. The thing about entrepreneurism is you can read about it in a book. Frankly, I teach it out of a book. You can see people on TV, you can watch them in Fortune magazine, but the reality is that most people that have a great idea just sit on it. I'm too tired, I'm too lazy, I got stuff to do, I got bills to pay, maybe next time. It takes guts to get up with an idea that's staring at you in your face and try to make something out of it. This entrepreneur has those guts in spades. Not only do we have an entrepreneur that can see the margin opportunity where nobody else sees it, but then to couple it with something that's so extremely trendy and sexy is an amazing thing. What do I mean by sexy? I think green is sexy. I think corporate social responsibility is sexy. And frankly, I think disrupting a fragmented market is really sexy. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to our silver medalist from Re-Efficient, Stephanie.
Wow. Thank you so much. This means a lot for us. And I have to first of all thank the Re-team, as we call them. They don't often get the credit that they deserve, but you guys are awesome, and I love you all. I have to thank my parents who are here tonight and have supported me always. Pete Smith at the Innovation Factory for pushing me and challenging me, and the business community here. One thing that wasn't in the pitch was that I feel like we've been embraced by the business community. The Chamber of Commerce, Innovation Factory, Hamilton ECDev. This truly is an amazing time for Hamilton. We believe in the future, and we're really happy to be a part of it, so thank you.
Stephanie hit the nail on the head. I'd like to reiterate, Hamilton ECDev, absolutely the city, Chamber of Commerce, the amazing people and intellectual capital that exists at McMaster Innovation Park, specifically at Innovation Factory. I remember at the university when we debated for years as to whether or not to build this venture accelerator. Look at what this venture accelerator is now creating for the city. Thank you very much, Stephanie. Okay, this is it. The big kahuna. $50,000. We're talking about Bitcoin here. Let me divvy up the coin for you. $20,000 in legal services from Gowlings, $10,000 in branding services from KiteString, $7,000 in team dynamics training from Communica, $13,000 in cash from the syndicate that we call Carrigo, First Ontario Credit Union, McMaster Innovation Park, Mohawk College, Pioneer Gas, and RBC. Add up all that, and it's 50,000 bucks. And I gotta wait a second. Because there's 7 ventures that don't take home cash tonight, but that doesn't mean that those 7 ventures don't require your support. So I'm gonna set out a challenge. In your programs, you have the websites and the Twitter addresses for all 10 finalists. Please remember, more than 60 submissions came in through the city for us to nail down these top 10. They need your support. If you have an opportunity when you go home tonight or at work tomorrow, please go visit their websites. If you have a Twitter account, please tweet them as much as you can tweet. Because that's how we can support the best that we got in our city. That is how we can build the entrepreneurial spirit of Hamilton, Ontario, by everybody working together. The secret sauce all lies in collaboration. It is for that reason that I call myself a proud Hamiltonian, and I'm sure all these people on the stage also call themselves a proud Hamiltonian. This particular organization impressed us with a whole slew of criteria. In the back of our mind, we knew all the things that we wanted a check mark for. My CFL colleague Michael here mentioned finances. We needed realistic financial projections, realistic job creation, realistic economic impact. This organization had outstanding merchandising. You see the package and you're like, wow, I wouldn't have packaged it that way. That's a cool package. You look at the branding and you think to yourself, wow, some significant thought was put into how to brand this particular product or service. And then I thought to myself, you know what? We're in Hamilton. Hamilton is famous for a bunch of things. It's famous for medicine and healthcare, famous for its industrial steel roots. It's actually also famous for its agricultural genesis as one of the most fertile lands in southern Ontario. So how do you get an organization that can bridge the gap from the agricultural era of yesteryear to the knowledge, intellectual capital, development, branding of today? You don't have to look too far for the winner who did this. This organization will, it's not a guess, will tap into a $500 million pet food market. This organization has already captured market share. This organization has already proven in stores all over the place that its hay is the best damn hay there is. This organization has already proven that it's solidified distribution. All we need to do in Hamilton now is yell, all of us collectively, at the top of our lungs, this organization is the gold medalist for the 2012 Lions Lair competition. Ladies and gentlemen, $50,000. Put your hands together for Michael at Dudley Farm.